Rachel Willow here. So today is craft day. Typically when I make wreaths, I'll do partially pre-purchased, partially from scratch. But I went to the store the other day to make this video and didn't see any pre-done wreaths that I loved. So I decided to make something from scratch. Now, I already have all of my fall wreaths made. I've had them for years now. So this is going to be something for my mother. But there's so many ways to get around spending a lot of money on wreaths because they can add up. Even when you go to Michael's or Home Depot, you're looking at spending anywhere from $79 plus for a really decently looking wreath. And that's only for one of them. So if you have a front door and a back door and all these other places that you're trying to put a wreath on, it can add up very quickly. Now, granted, these are something that will last for years and your money will be worth it in the long haul. But I'm going to give you some tips on how to make them go from okay to what you see in magazines that are worth like hundreds of dollars, and some tips and tricks along the way. So what I'm doing right now would be what I'd also do typically for a pre-purchased wreath. So what I'll usually do for a pre-purchased wreath is I'll wait until Michael's or Hobby Lobby or something like that have like 50 to 40% off wreaths, because at least at that point I'm getting half off of a $60 wreath, half off a garland, half off all the fall fillers, and I end up making something that's absolutely amazing for like nearly nothing. So what I'm going to do now is flip the camera around and show you kind of what I've done so far with the basic wreath. And again, this one is from scratch. And later on, if you guys want to see what I do for a pre-made up wreath to make it even more extravagant, I will show you that too. Just let me know. So yeah, let me flip this around for you guys. Okay, so typically I'd be doing this in a different location, but Dan and I are getting ready for a yard sale. So our house is kind of a mess. So this is like the only place I could really sprawl out to do this. But here we have just a basic grape vine wreath. And what I've gone ahead and done is on the back here, this will be my back. They're the same on either side. I've taken a garland that is obviously done with a chain link. There are other ones that have wire, things like that. And I've gone around and hot glued it around my wreath. So as you can see, this could be the base of your front of your wreath. But what I like to do is put that on the back. So when you're hanging your wreath, it gives it almost a 3D dimensional look, and you get a little bit of it from inside the wreath and on the outside, but it really will make your wreath look fuller. And that way too, when you're looking at it from the inside of your house, you'll also see something really beautiful as well, not just when people come up to your doors. So I'll show you then what I'm going to do next. Okay, so next what I've done is I have all of these, floral pieces that you can get in the floral section of Hobby Lobby or Michael's. And so this one's berries. I've got some other ones here that look like kind of like hay. I have some fall leaves and berries. So I've gone ahead and purchased a ton of these. And so what I'm going to do first is the bulky pieces. So what I've done here is one of the berries. And all I've done is just taken it and kind of wrapped it in the shape of the wreath. And then what I've taken is a wire. I did a brown because I figured it would be the easiest to hide within everything, and very loosely but tightly at the same time secured the berry branch to the wreath. And so by doing it somewhat loosely, what I'm able to do is still be able to move the berries and work stuff under and as I fill the wreath. As if I did everything tight or hot glued already, it would be quite difficult to then add in things later. So then I'm going to do the same thing with the second thing of berries around the wreath. And then I'm going to start adding in the hay. So what I've done for the hay is I've gone ahead and cut it because I don't want all of the wispies that came with this because they're kind of cheap looking. But so I've gone ahead and cut these, and so then I'll start stuffing these in, and I'll show you what that looks like once I have done that step. Okay, so I've gone ahead and added in the kind of like hay wispy things. And so far, this is what our wreath is looking like. So what I did for the wispy little pieces, and again, this is something for my mom, so I'm doing it very much in her style and what goes with her home. And I know that she's gonna love this. For me personally, I would not add the wispies, the berries, things like that, and I will show you some of the ones that I've done for my house at the end of this video. But so for when it came to the wispy parts, because I'm not doing the whole branch, remember I cut off this part and just did the toppers. First I went through and I kind of placed them how I was thinking in my mind I wanted them. And once I thought that that looked good, I went ahead and took them out one by one, hot glued the bottom, and then shoved them back in, so they're really now interwoven with the grapevine and the part that I have underneath. So the next thing I'm going to do is my favorite part. I'm going to add in some more fillers and fun features, and I'll show you what that looks like here in a second. Okay, so the wreath is pretty much done. I just have to put a bow on it, and that's that. So the whole thing was one grapevine wreath, 2 of the longer fake floral berries stems, 2 of those like wispy kind of like hay looking flower stems, and then 5 smaller fillers from what you saw just a little while ago. So this is the end result. And then, as I mentioned before, this is the back of it. So when you're inside, you still see all this beautiful fall foliage. And then for the ribbon, I just went ahead and found a spot that I'd want to hang it from and hot glued it around. I probably went through about like 3 hot glue sticks. But so that whole wreath that you just saw cost me only $40 to make. Now, if you go in to a Michael's or a Hobby Lobby or anywhere where you see a pre-done wreath that you're gonna have to purchase, it's not gonna be as full. It's not gonna be in the colors or the theme that you want. And you're gonna be spending more money than the one that I just showed you. So if you want any other tips and tricks, don't mind all of the yard sale stuff in the background is going on this weekend. But yeah, if you want any more tips and tricks, just comment below. Bye.